Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout using the June Roundabout Studio Calico kit. This is my 18th layout using this kit and it took me an hour and 47 minutes. And I'm down to my scraps. So I decided to cutting down some squares into 2.5 by 2.5. And then I'm going to cut those in half and kind of make triangles, I guess. And then I'm going to make a pattern using those triangles. So it's going to take a bit of time to cut all these out and get them all down to size. And I meant to upload this video yesterday. Today's the 21st. But you know the saying, when it rains, it pours? It was one of those weekends or weeks for us last week. First, the dog on Thursday, and then Thursday afternoon, my middle daughter, we had to bring her to the hospital, and by Saturday she was admitted, and she ended up being totally dehydrated, and so it was a long weekend. So she's back home. She came home yesterday, so that's good. So I finally got this layout completed and uploaded. So now that I have all those squares all cut apart, I'm going to play with them for a bit, and then I want them to stand out a bit because it is all the different kinds of pattern papers that I just cut apart, and it's a good way to showcase also the pattern paper. And the challenge last week on my blog was to use shapes to create a background. So the way that I put my triangles right now, you can see a bigger diamond shape in the middle. So I'm just going to arrange all those squares with the triangles and then create triangles in the middle. And I had thought of taking out my sewing machine because I wanted to challenge myself this month and use my sewing machine, but I just couldn't. With everything that happened, I just wanted to get that layout done with the 20 minutes here and there that I had, and I didn't have a bunch of time to try to figure out why it's not sewing right now. So I'm just going to play with that, but I really like the look of that. Just by placing those squares, I've made those diamonds in the middle. And what my plan had been was to take black thread and then just sew the diamond in the middle, maybe 3 times all the way around each diamond, and it would have given it, a different look also. But I just ended up using a marker and just outlining them. So now I like the way it looks, so I'm going to take a few minutes and glue those down. And up to this point, I had no idea what pictures I was going to use on this layout. I just knew that I wanted to do that for the background. But where you're using, a mishmash, of all the pattern paper, I really don't think that the picture needs to be chosen ahead of time, because obviously the picture's not being chosen because of the background. So it kind of frees you up that way. So I'm going to finish the background, and then I'm going to step away and, choose my photos. So what I like to do a lot of times is I had started outlining the papers, but I hate taking them off where they are supposed to be and putting them back. So I just like to glue them all down and then I outline. And then the paper doesn't move around on me that way. So I kind of like that. So at this point, I'm going to walk away and figure out what pictures I want. And then I also chose a whole bunch of things that I can put on the page, like embellishments and stuff. So I know I want to use one of those Maggie Holmes fabric frames. And I think I only have like 3 or 4 of those left from the whole package. I'm really, really enjoyed those. And I just ordered the new one from Flea Market, so I can't wait for that to come in. Now I'm going to mat the photos on that teal cardstock, and the reason being is the roof of the house is that nice teal. So it coordinates really well. And I'm going to leave just that little lip of cardstock right there underneath the landscape photos or photos, just so that I can put a doily there. And I'm going to take out some of that ribbon that I got from Stampin' Up, and also, I believe, yes, some of my washi tape. Now I'm looking through some of my 3x4 and 4x6 little booklets. Some of them are from Pebbles, some of them are from Simple Stories, and some of them are from Michael's Recollection. And they're just a nice little size that you can, use them. You don't have to waste an entire sheet of paper, to use them on your page. So I'm going to use one chevron that coordinates with the page, and then there was also one that it was teal and white dots. So I'm going to punch out a 2-inch circle out of that and use that up. Now, one of the sheets that I had cut out said ready, set, go. So it really didn't go with the layout. So what I did was I just took a piece of that teal cardstock and I just covered that up, and I'm going to put my title on that. So I'm going in the kit trying to find stuff that I could use on this page, but I didn't want to use the only color of thickers that we got this month was pink, so I didn't want to use that because it was more blues. So I'm just looking through my stash to find some letters that I could use on this layout, and I'm going to settle on those basic gray letters that we got, must be 3 or 4 months ago now, but it was in a kit, so at least I'm getting them used up. First I look at the acetate ones that we had gotten, and I don't find they don't pop enough on the if I wouldn't have had to put that piece of cardstock there, it would have been fine, but it just wasn't popping. So I'm going to use the basic gray letters, and they're a nice teal and black, so they're going to pop off the page. And I didn't have an A anymore. They were all gone. So I took a V and I just flipped it upside down, and it's enough to look like an A, that you think it's an A if you look closely enough, or not close enough. And we had gotten those Studio Calico little letters a couple months ago, and inside that cabin was all wood and stuff, so I thought I wanted to use some wood veneer as part of the title. And I was going to use that little flag sticker from Heidi Swap, but I don't end up using it. I just can't get it to coordinate. Instead, I'm going to use that circle that has the 3 little hearts, and that's where I'm going to do my journaling. And I'm going through my stickers from Cut and Paste, Amy Tangerine. And I took one out that says good stuff. And I'm going to fuss, with the placement of the embellishments for a bit. And my glue is clogged, so I'm just taking a pin. But it was really clogged, so I'm going to need to go get my We Are Memory Keeper tool and kind of poke it coming from the inside of the bottle. So then it ends up making a huge mess. But it worked. I got it unclogged. So now I'm going to work on gluing everything down. So the layout was a lot of, obviously, squares and triangles, so everything is kind of squared off. So I tried to put a little bit of round elements to kind of try to soften it. So that's where the doily comes in, and the punched out circles, and then the circle element for the journaling too. And now I'm going to put some washi tape. I'm going to put it and now I'm going to fuss with that ribbon. And what I like to glue the ribbon down is score tape, and I'm going to be pulling that out. So I'm going to put the score tape in behind the ribbon, and that's a double-sided adhesive. And you can cut it with your fingers. So it's the same thing as the red line tape, but you can cut it with your fingers. So I really like the score tape. And then I took out my foam tape, and I bought that at Custom Crops, and I'm going to put it in behind my journaling circle. And what I did was the journaling, I kind of did my, little journaling, and at the end I put "it was an," and then my title is Awesome Cabin. So my title kind of finishes my journaling. So at this point, I'm just working on putting everything in each little cluster, and I just make sure that there's a little bit of everything in each cluster. So I put some of that pattern paper, some washi tape, some ribbon, and then I'm going to put a little heart, wooden veneer heart in each area, and then I'm going to put some twine here in a minute in each area. And I kind of hum and hawed about putting some at a little cluster at the bottom, but every time I took it away, I didn't like it, so then I decided to just leave it there. And I'm going to put some enamel dots in the teal color, or aqua, at each cluster. And then I took out my favorite twine in the aqua color, and I'm going to put it at every single embellishment. And the recording keeps freezing, so I don't know if it stopped recording or so now I'm going to cover the photos. I'm going to add some Mr. Huey, and then I'm going to show you a few close-ups. If you want to see more close-ups, you can go to 2 Peas in a Bucket or Studio Calico in the members gallery and look for Nicole Jones 911, or you can join me on my Facebook group in the link down below, or I upload everything on Pinterest too, Nicole Jones. So that's it. The page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.